Yo, happy Sunday, boys. Today I'm going to talk about funded accounts really quickly and prop firms because, and sorry for the lighting, but I was on TikTok arguing with some guy. He was arguing about how funded accounts are a very stupid option and they're very illogical because in the end these prop firms are making more money than they're losing. And I was telling him, well, that's just completely infactual. Now, it is factual that they are making more money than they're losing, of course, for obvious reasons for any company to run, they need to be making money, but it's infactual that it's an illogical or it's just a stupid option to do fund accounts. It's completely illogical because it is the safest option. It is considerably safer than the alternative, which is a live account, which I will get into later. But I like to look at the comparison of car insurance, for example. And if you think about car insurance, so if you're cruising down the street and you crash your car, what's going to happen is the car insurance is going to help try to pay off your car. Well, most likely they're going to pay off your car. And how they're going to do so is they're going to pull together multiple months of insurance payments from 40 or 50 other people as part of this insurance company, 40 or 50 other members, and they're going to help put that money towards paying off your car. And it's essentially the same thing here with trading these firms, right? So these people that, instead of crashing their car, these people that get payouts are essentially getting paid out from people's blown accounts or monthly payments through their account, right? I'm paying $100 a month through a Top Step account, for example, and that could very well transfer over to $100 a month through car insurance, and that money is in the end going towards the people who crash their car or get a payout. So essentially, you're risking minute amounts of money for the benefits of large amounts of money, or large quantities of money in the end, and which is why I like to use that comparison because it's kind of a perfect. I'm sure there's some flaws with the comparison you could think about, but I think it's a more simple way of thinking about it. Now, obviously, these firms are making more money, and statistically, the chances are you're going to lose more money than you're making trading these firms. It's the same with insurance. In the end, you're likely not going to save money because you're likely not going to crash your car, but it's still a considerably safer option because, like I said, you look at the alternative and it's paying out of hand or paying out of pocket, right? If you're trading, for example, and you lose $2,000, well, for a lot of people, they can't really afford that. That's a lot of money, and you're kind of a fucking dumbass if you do that. I'm just gonna throw that out there. If you don't know what you're doing, you're much safer off risking $100 with the benefit of making tens of thousands versus risking $2,000 with the benefit of making another 2,000 or just a few more thousand, right? These prop firms, you can risk a very minute amount of money, like I said, with the benefit of making large quantities of money. And yeah, it's the same thing with insurance, and it's just the safer option. And in the end, it's just a lot better for everyone, which is why it's like legally required that you have car insurance. I believe that's true nowadays. But yeah, that's essentially it. And obviously, there's very like unconventional ways of using prop firms, such as a lot of people like to gamble with them in the sense that they're buying 5 or 6 funded accounts a day and just blowing $600, $700 worth of fundeds per day, which is obviously a very logical way of doing it. That's not how they're intended for use, but they do allow that. So, and that's obviously like one way that they make a lot of money. Whereas obviously insurance, you can't do that. I guess you could maybe, I guess you could pay more for insurance if you have a more luxurious car. So I don't know what the comparison is exactly there, but I thought I'd like to just make a video on this to kind of explain to some people for the comparison. And also for the people who don't know, your money that you're putting in through prop firms and these trades that you're putting in, you're not actual liquidity within the markets. Rather, your money is just, the only way you can make money is from other people's blown accounts. You're not making money within the actual markets themselves. Like the prop firms have their own sort of markets, but luckily it is like a one-to-one transfer over. If you go from prop firms to a live account, you're gonna be just as profitable because you're still trading the same charts and you're still just as profitable, and you still are gonna have the same win rate and everything. So it's not like if you're profitable with a prop firm account, you're not gonna be just as profitable with a live account. You will be. So that's the good thing about them, is that basically, obviously, like I said a million times, you're risking small amounts of money with the benefit of making large amounts. So I thought I'd just make a little explanation on that. If you guys have any thoughts on this, or if my comparison has any flaws, please feel free to just comment down. But anyway, have a good Sunday, y'all.